All right, ladies and gentlemen, apparently after some brief technical monkey business in the van, we're back live. And unfortunately, it's still 12-0 in favor of the Redmen here as we get ready to start the second half of this 1997 gridiron tilt between the Chelmsford Lions and the Tewksbury Redmen. We're here live at Alumni Stadium, right on the shoulder of Route 3. And it's a beautiful football night. We've got plenty of mud in the middle of the field. I call it the John Madden effect as we're getting ready to start the second half here. Unfortunately, our Lions are down by 12. It's 12-0 in favor of Tewksbury. As you see the Chelmsford and Tewksbury captains out at the middle of the field. Now, we want to remind you that Chelmsford kicked off to open the game, so we should be getting the ball to start the second half. And while we're waiting, ladies and gentlemen, for the kickoff, we want to wish a very, 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 very special happy birthday to Sarah Patterson. Happy birthday to you. And Sarah, you'd be just amazed if you could hear what I hear coming from the van. In fact, I think the entire van is singing happy birthday in the key of Asia Minor. In fact, the last time the crew in the van elected to sing, they were asked to sing Far, Far Away. So happy birthday, Sarah. Just remember, enjoy it while you can. And ladies and gentlemen, the frivolity out of the way, we're getting ready to get the second half underway. Here comes the Chelmsford receiving team out onto the field. Mike Buno and Ned Heslin will be the deep backs. Heslin will be the back at the top of your screen, Buno at the bottom. They'll be standing on about their own 20-yard line. And he's back, just like Racer X, Kicker X, set up to kick the ball. Number 15, who is not on the Tewksbury roster. Getting set to kick off to open the second half. Chelmsford deep men moving up to about their 25. And there's the kick. It's a short high kick. And it's taken on Heslin by the fly. He's under pressure. Oh my goodness. So Chelmsford will have the ball 1st and 10 with 9:53 left to go in the third quarter. And we have a special message for camera 2. Follow the ball. I got a little 1st and 10 for the Lions. Brings them out again. Let's go! And it would be nice if you could see what I see, folks. There we go. And there's the handoff. It's like Heslin will have a gain of about 6. Folks, I want to caution you, it is not an earthquake. Please stay in your seats. Everything is fine. Just having a little trouble with our tripod. Let's go out! As Deloge brings the Lions out, number 80. Burns split out to the bottom of your screen, double tight, double wing. Heslin alone back in the backfield. Deloge calls the signals, working over the center. Heslin comes up a little closer to the line of scrimmage. There's a snap. Deloge looking to throw. Deloge pumps once, twice, brings it down. He heads upfield. And Deloge is going to be stuffed for a gain of maybe 2. As you saw a shot of scenic Alumni Stadium there, ladies and gentlemen. You're seeing a shot of the mud in the middle of Alumni Stadium. Alumni Stadium does not rest during the week. Unfortunately, the grass not allowed to heal. Soccer and field hockey getting their share of playing time in Alumni Stadium. As Deloge brings the... Deloge working. Deloge hands off. And nothing doing. The Tewksbury defense all over the Chelmsford ball carrier. That'll bring up fourth and 5 with 8 minutes left to go in the third period here at Alumni Stadium. This is Jeff Stallard minus my sidekick Dan Kachufis, who is in New York with ABC Sports on a tryout this weekend. He'll be back next week. As number 6, Eric Klein, back to punt for Chelmsford. Green with the up back. There's the signal for the snap. There's the snap. It's a good snap. Kick is up. It's an end-over-end line drive kick. And Tewksbury lets it bounce. It's going to bounce down to about the 36-yard line of Tewksbury. That'll give Tewksbury the ball 1st and 10 from their own 36. That's right, commentator Jeff Stallard. I am not here to report, just to entertain. And ladies and gentlemen, there are 7 minutes and 28 seconds left to go here in the third period. As you see a wide shot, the Tewksbury Redmen on the offense. Tewksbury will have another gain. Number 9, Welsh on the carry on the outside sideline. Finally trying to tackle a Chelmsford man on the sideline. That'll give Tewksbury the ball 1st and 10 at midfield. DeVorn working out of the shotgun. There's the counter handoff. I'm not sure who's got the ball here. Tewksbury working the counter play and not successfully, thank you. And that'll cost them a loss of 5. That'll be 2nd and 15 from their own 45. That was a very successful counter play. It fooled everybody but the Chelmsford defense. DeVorn brings the Redmen out. Again, working from that tight formation. Working out of the shotgun. Trying to go outside. Tewksbury man gains the line of scrimmage. There's the first down. Oh my goodness. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, the Tewksbury running back breaking tackles, able to get into the clear and then winning the foot race into the end zone. That'll bring a score of 18-0. Our beloved Lions unable to stop the Tewksbury outside game this evening. And Tewksbury will be going for the point after touchdown. Tewksbury going for 2. And Tewksbury going for 2, split right, split left. DeVorn working over the center. There's the man in motion. DeVorn looking to throw, and it's blocked. And Tewksbury will have to settle again with no point after touchdown. And Tewksbury takes the lead 18-0 as we go into this brief commercial interlude. That was the extended day program brought to you by Chelmsford Community Education. Boy, I'd like to go there instead of going to work, but hey, unfortunately that's not an option. Ladies and gentlemen, Chelmsford's back to receive the Tewksbury kick again. Buno to the bottom of your screen, Heslin to the top. Actually, you can't see them right now as the camera focuses in on the, as the camera focuses in. There's the kick. And Buno takes it on the fly. He's got blockers in front of him. Buno's still on his feet. Finally brought down by a pair of Tewksbury defenders. And we want to introduce our producer tonight. It's Nutty Nate, who's working from the van. The only man I know who can simultaneously work 4 headsets and a microphone. And a walkie-talkie. Or in his case, a talkie-walkie. Now, can he talk and chew gum at the same time? That's what I'd like to know. Deloge brings him out. He's got a 1st and 10 from his own 35-yard line. Hessel alone back in the backfield. Even with the man in motion, is Deloge looking to throw. Oh, almost. And that's incomplete. The intended receiver looked like it might have been Buno, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10. 6:15 left. 6:15 left to go in the 3rd period here at Alumni Stadium. Chelmsford throwing a little more tonight, and Deloge certainly not throwing some of the less accurate passes we've seen in the past. The ball very close to his intended receiver, unfortunately not always able to bring it down. Chelmsford's back over the ball, 2nd and 10. Hessel alone back in the backfield. Green with the motion man. Deloge looking to throw. Oh, no! Whose job was it to block that man? I have to tell you, folks, that was a defensive player's dream right there. That's like asking a Great Dane to deliver a pork chop. Nobody blocked the backside defender, and oh my goodness. Fortunately, though, Deloge is not hurt on the play, taking quite a wallop. That brings up 3rd and 16 for our Lions. Hessel alone back in the backfield. Deloge working over the center. Hessel in close motion. Flag on the play, but I don't know what to say about that play, ladies and gentlemen. Certainly the Tewksbury defensive line getting off the ball very quickly and able to penetrate into the backfield. And Deloge sacked again, twice in a row. That'll bring out the punting unit. 4th and 23, 5:18 left to go in the 3rd period. Klein to punt. Klein to punt for the Lions. There's a snap. It's a good snap. And it's a short high kick. It's not going to make it to, well, it bounces, takes a chunk of bounce over midfield. Tewksbury defender picking from his own 40 back up over into Chelmsford territory. He's still on his feet. He picks up a block. And Tewksbury with an excellent return on the punt. That'll bring up a Tewksbury 1st and 10 from Okay, we're going to have a flag on the play. To quote the referee, it went something like this. But either way, that'll bring it back, and that's good news for the Lions. Tewksbury will have the ball, 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line. There's the handoff. Tewksbury back heading upfield. He's over the line of scrimmage. Oh, a nice open field tackle by the doctor, Dr. Piscioni, with the diagnosis. 4:19 left to go in the third period. 2nd and 8. Out come the Redmen. DeVoren works over the center. Split backs in the backfield. Here's the handoff. That'll be a gain of 5 for Tewksbury, bringing up 3rd and 3. The ball spotted, call it the 37.5-yard line of Tewksbury. DeVoren brings up the Redmen. Double tight, split backs. Oh, we've got whistles. Delay of game against Tewksbury. That'll cost them 5. Tewksbury unable to get their signal straight, and the 30-second clock runs out, and it'll be a 5-yarder. So that'll bring up 3rd and 8. 3rd and 8, 3:17 left to go in the third quarter here. 18-0, Tewksbury ahead of our own Lions. We're waiting for that to change any minute as the Lions defense cranks up. Here come the Redmen, 3rd and 8. DeVoren looking to throw. He's got a man open downfield, and it's complete. Ball put down at about the 46-yard line of Tewksbury. That's going to bring up a 4th and 1. And no, ladies and gentlemen, that will be 1st and 10. 2:38 left to go in the third period. DeVoren working in the I formation. He's got a man in motion. As he's looking to throw, play action pass, rolls to his right. He's under pressure. He gets the ball off. Holy cow! The Tewksbury aerial attack just seemingly too much for our favorite Lion defenders this evening. As you see a long view of the Tewksbury huddle, as we have a timeout on the field. Timeout on the field, ladies and gentlemen, called by the Chelmsford Lions. And it is pronounced Chelmsford, ladies and gentlemen. The L is silent, just in case you're interested. 2:23 left to go in the third period. 1st and 10 for the Lions. Excuse me, 1st and 10 for the Redmen. On the 20-yard line of the Lions. 2:23 left to go in the third period. If you're just tuning in, this is Jeff Stallard. Dan Kachuf, my sidekick and co-commentator, is on temporary duty with ABC Sports this week. He's trying out for the Howard Cosell Chair of Video Science. You remember Howard Cosell, ladies and gentlemen? Ladies and gentlemen, this is Howard Cosell. Dan will be back next week. In the meantime, this is your Chelmsford High School Television Club sports production. Natty Nate McKinnon, the producer, director type person in the van this happened. Little alliteration, some English lingo. You see a shot of head coach Bruce Rich giving some words of encouragement. Lions defense coming back out onto the field. Here comes Tewksbury, 1st and 10 from the 20 of the Lions. Split backs, too tight, wing to the right. Here's the handoff. Oh, it's a reverse. It's a reverse! Finally, the Tewksbury man, number 9, Welch, dragged down by number 1, Dom Locapo. Locapo probably saving the touchdown on that play. Chelmsford not having a great deal of luck diagnosing the misdirection plays this evening. And that'll bring up a 1st and 10. The ball on about the 12 or 11 or 12 yard line of Chelmsford. 18-0 Tewksbury in the lead. 2:03 left to go in the period. Split backs, double tight, wing to the right. Devoren working over the center. There's the wingman in motion. There's the handoff to one of the upbacks. He's around the corner. He's over the 10 into about the 8 yard line, out of bounds. Brought down by a host of maroon shirts led by Warshawski, 55 and 22 Greenwood. 33 Dr. Brashoni in on the tackle. Second and 6, 1:25 left to go in the period. Devoren brings him out in the I formation. He's got the double tight with the man split to the top of your screen. Devoren works. Ball Devoren, the Tewksbury quarterback. Hands off to his up back on the counter, who's upended at close to the line of scrimmage, perhaps a gain of 2. '59 Roy Mendonca checks out for the Lions. 3rd and 6, Devoren again going to work with the lone back in the backfield. He's got a kind of a double wing thing going on to the right. 2 tight ends. He fakes the pitch and hands off in the counter inside. Warshawski on the tackle down at about the 4 yard line. Checking into the game for the Lions is number 66, Matt Guerin. As 95, Ron Rich checks out. Warshawski waits for the signal. And we're going to have a measurement, ladies and gentlemen. We have a gaggle of geese, a school of fish. What do you call a group of zebra? And that brings up 4th and 1 for Tewksbury. Warshawski and Barry check in. And hopefully the Tewksbury offense will check out. 22 seconds left to go in the period. Tewksbury heading toward the Harrington end of the field, defended by our own Lions. As the clock's running, 18-17. We'll see at least one more play before the end of the quarter. Devoren working with the split backfield, double tight wing to the right. There's the pitch to the up back. Oh, hit him, hit him, hit him. Come on, oh, come on. And after a second and third effort by the Tewksbury ball carrier, he's into the end zone, and that'll give Tewksbury another 6, bringing the score 24-0. The score stands at 24-0 at the end of the third quarter, ladies and gentlemen. And here comes kicker X, number 12, for Tewksbury, trying to kick the PAT. Tewksbury over. Oh, the ball's oversnapped. Dr. Prashoni with the ball for Chelmsford. Chris Prashoni, number 33, diagnosing the play again. The Tewksbury snap over the head of the holder, and it's a free-for-all. Of course, if you can get the ball into the other team's end zone on their miscue, you get the points that they would have had on the field on the PAT. Since it was grounded up around the 40, no points scored, and it stands at 24-0 at the end of the third quarter. So after 3 quarters of football action here at Alumni Stadium, it's Tewksbury 24, 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0. 24 0 receive. Shot of the Chelmsford faithful. And there's the Chelmsford cheerleading crew. Tewksbury going to be kicking off with the Harrington School at their back. They'll be kicking off toward the basketball courts. Number 12 for Tewksbury, we have no idea who he is. We call him Kicker X. And it's a line drive kick. And everybody went right except for the cameraman. And there we are. So Chelmsford will have the ball, first and 10. 9:53 left to go in the ball game. The score 24-0 against our home team. Hopefully they've got 9:53 left to turn it around. See if we can get the offense on track here. A chilly early fall evening here at Alumni Stadium. It rained all day. There's a huge patch of mud at midfield. You can see it on the field now as you look at the Chelmsford offense being brought up by DJ Deloge. That's all, folks. DJ Deloge, the quarterback. Heslin brings it up tight. Deloge calling the signals. Deloge looking to throw. There's the pass. Oh, come on. That's got to be... No, what's the word I'm looking for? Not harassment, but interference. Clearly, it's got to be an interference call against Tewksbury.
Introducing the 1997 Chelmsford High School cheerleaders.
Oh, come on. Come on. This guy must get the Helen Keller Award.
Captain Katie Shook. Captain Natalie Moss.
Clearly, the receiver grabbed around the waist by the Tewksbury defender, but we get no flag there. That'll bring up 2nd and 15 for our Lions. 9:44 left to go in the ball game. Deloge working over the center. Heslin alone back in the backfield. There's the man in motion. Deloge hands off. Nothing doing.
Stacy Holiday. Carrie Littlefield. Lauren Sullivan.
99 Casey Phelan checks in with the play for the Lions. Deloge lets them in on the secret. Here come the Lions. 3rd and 15. Deloge working. There's the motion man, Rich. Deloge hands off. Didn't quite see who that was. Buno on the carry. Mike Buno, number 20 on the carry. He'll have a gain of about 5. That'll bring up 4th and 10.
Kim Long. Meredith Nicolelli.
Eric Klein back to kick. There's a snap. And it's a short kick. Oh, it's fumbled. A short kick taken at the Chelmsford 40-yard line. Fumbled by the Tewksbury receiver. Tewksbury up man, but diving on his own fumble. Tewksbury will have the ball with excellent field position at the Chelmsford 40-yard line.
Lions, Emily Williams. Tewksbury ball in Chelmsford 40-yard line.
And here comes Devorin with the Tewksbury offense. I-back formation, hands off to his up back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fumble! Fumble! And we'll have a fumble and maybe a flag on the play. I'm not sure what that thing is that got thrown through. Maybe the official's marker for the ball. As you see, number 97, Bruce Lindstedt, pulling the mud out of his face. The Tewksbury defender breaking 4 tackles before the ball just went squirting out into space. And Tewksbury will have the ball 2nd and 16 just inside the Chelmsford, or just outside the Chelmsford 45-yard line. Call it the Chelmsford 46. DeVorn with the split backfield, double tight, wing to the right. 23, the motion man, Ryan. And nothing doing for Tewksbury. A host of maroon shirts led by number 97, Bruce Lindstedt, dropping the Tewksbury ball carrier deep behind midfield. .657 as the clock ticks down here, getting into the latter part of the 4th quarter. 3rd and 20 for Tewksbury from, well, we'll call it the 49 of Chelmsford. It's just over midfield. DeVorn working with the, it's like the split backfield. There may have been a fumble on the play. Evidently there will be no gain at any rate. 75, Mike DeVito on top of things for the Lions. A little struggle going on for possession of the ball. And it'll still be Tewksbury's ball. 4th and 19, 5:56 left to go in the ball game.
Here? Not that I can remember. Why?
4th and 19 as Tewksbury goes back into the punting formation. The Tewksbury punter standing on about his own 36-yard line. There's a snap. It's a good snap. The kick is up. Oh, he missed the ball, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be on the sports machine. Well, a lucky break for our favorite team, the Lions, there, ladies and gentlemen, as the Tewksbury punter completely misses the ball on the punt attempt. And Chelmsford will take over 1st and 10 on the Tewksbury 44.5-yard line. If this was basketball, that'd be an air ball. Well, it's certainly not kickball. I don't know what to call it. 5:27 left to go. The Lions have the ball 1st and 10 on the Tewksbury 44.5-yard line. Deloge working over the center. He's got the double wing. Heslin alone back in the backfield. Rich, the motion man. There's the handoff to Heslin. Heslin's got the ball. He's trying to work around the corner. And crunch. And he's going to get down to about the 41-yard line of Tewksbury.
45, Sean Penny, 30, Joe Salvaggio.
.458 left to go. Here comes Deloge and the Lions. Heslin alone back in the backfield. Double wing, double tight. Short split to the top of your screen. Rich, the motion man. There's the counter handoff. Pashoni, Dr. Pashoni's got some room. Pashoni down inside to about the 42-yard line of Tewksbury. That'll give the Lions the ball 1st and 10. And here come our Lions. Heslin alone back in the backfield. Rich, the wing back on your left. Deloge working over the center. Double wing. Split to the right of your screen. There's Rich, the motion man. Deloge fakes the handoff. He's looking to throw. He pumps once. He pumps twice. And it's complete. Oh, a beautiful catch. Oh, go, go, go. Run, Forrest, run. Touchdown. Woo! A beautifully executed pass play by DJ Deloge. Hey, who is the receiver on that? Who? 33? Yes. Dr. Prashoni, diagnosis touchdown. And we're going to have 19. I think that's Mouncey to kick the PAT attempt. The kick is up. And it's good. Yoo! All right, ladies and gentlemen, 7 for our Lions. 4:02 left to go in the ball game as Chelmsford is coming a charging. As you see by the shot of the scoreboard. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you just tuned in, you've seen the most exciting play of the game as Deloge to Prashoni for the touchdown with the PAT success. That brings the score to 24-7. We've got 4 minutes and 2 seconds left to go in the ball game of action-packed, exciting football action here at Alumni Stadium. And we've got plenty of time left to go, so grab your seat, grab your beverage, and hang in there with us. And number 1, Dom Lacapo will be doing the kickoff here. Wow, the excitement has just electrified this capacity alumni crowd here. So you see the Chelmsford kickoff team back in the swing of things. There's the kick. It's a short high kick taken on the fly by the Tewksbury up man. And he's going to have about a 10-yard return on that.
Number 88, Billy Ryder on the tackle.
So you see Lacapo, the kicker, coming off the field. Well, actually, he'll be picking up the tee. Number 28, Heslin, bringing the kicking tee off the field. Heslin, the Iron Man of the Chelmsford backfield this season. Here comes Tewksbury. Split backfield. Devoren, the quarterback, working over the center. Here's the handoff to his up back. Oh my goodness, no. Number 15, Phil Kader, saves the Tewksbury touchdown, and there's no doubt about that. Kader tripping up the Tewksbury ball carrier as he rambled through the interior of the Chelmsford backfield. And that'll be 1st and 10 for the Redmen. I guess we can say Redmen. I mean, it's not politically correct, but it's... There's only men on the field, or men in zebras, that is, but... And here comes Tewksbury, 1st and 10 from just over midfield. 7 is the new quarterback. Who is that? That is Tom Sullivan, the new Tewksbury quarterback. So we're starting to see Tewksbury do some substituting. Basically, folks, if you can read their number, they haven't been in there that long. .308 left to go in the ball game here, ladies and gentlemen. 24-7. The Lions are on the wrong side of the score. As you see, the Chelmsford cheerleaders doing the CHS cheer with their pom-poms and stuff. Doing an excellent job. Sullivan calls the signals. There's the handoff to one of his splitbacks, who's going to ramble off another gain, maybe. And we're going to call that 1st down for Tewksbury. Shoney and Andrew Kuriopolis check out for Chelmsford as number 7 Tom Sullivan brings up the Redmen. Sullivan working with the split formation. There's the handoff. Number 23 John Ryan. Ryan getting some action here this evening. Boy, I gotta tell you folks, you should see those Chelmsford fans dancing in front of the booth here. The band tries to pump up the crowd as we work down to the 2-minute warning. And that is the 2-minute warning. With 2 minutes left to go in this 4th game of the 1997 high school football season here, Chelmsford is on the wrong end of a 24-7 deficit. 2nd and 9 for Tewksbury. 2 minutes left to go in the ball game. Sullivan, the quarterback, working over the center. There's a handoff to Rind. Rind getting outside. He's got some room, dragging a Chelmsford tackler with him. Number 4, Mark Zabirek for the Lions on the tackle.
Rind on the carry, brought down by number 4, Mark Zabirek.
Clock ticking down to 1.5 minutes left to go in the ball game here, ladies and gentlemen. So you see a little avant-garde camera work there. Sullivan working over the center. He's got the split back, swing to the right, double tight end. There's the handoff.
Sullivan's handoff to number 3, Will Salazio.
Hey, come on!
So it might have been Schunemann on the carry, but we're not exactly sure because of the amount of dirt and mud on the uniform. Sullivan calling the signals. He's working over the center. There's the handoff to Rind. Rind still on his feet. Finally tackled by number 4, Mark Zabirek.
Brought down by number 25, Ty Littlefield. Number 5, Peter Shaw.
27 and ticking here in this last waning seconds of the 4th game of the season here. Tewksbury with a lead over our beloved Lions. Sullivan, the quarterback, handing off. And that may be the ball game, ladies and gentlemen. 12, 11, 10. The clock ticking down. Just a sad night here at Alumni Stadium, as the Lions have lost to the Tewksbury Redmen by a score of 24-0. This is Jeff Stallard, minus my cohort, Dan Kachufis, who will be back next week after his tryout with ABC Sports. On behalf of myself and Dan and your Chelmsford High School sports production crew, we'd like to say thank you for tuning in, and we'll be looking to see you next week. As you see the final score, we'd like to say thank you and good night.